Hi everyone. So finally we have come on the last day of 2024 and I believe that 2025 would be amazing for you. You will get the success which you are looking for and whatever has happened in 2024, things which you could not achieve, I hope that you achieve everything in 2025. Okay. So with this lovely thought, I hope I said 2025, not 2026. So 2025, will be starting tomorrow, and we have a very special session tomorrow, in which we have done the entire recap of the entire 2024. Indian, what has happened in India, and the national politics, and the important news items related to India, then India and India's international relations. And then we have also spoken about, what has happened in the international relations and arena. So that would be coming tomorrow. And so stay tuned for that. So 1st of January, that is one important thing I wanted to talk about. So today's session on 31st December is covering of news, and 1st January 2025 would be amazingly covering what has happened in the entire 2024. So with this positive thought, let's move towards the news. But before I move towards the news, what I want to tell you is Happy New Year in advance, because by the evening we would be in the eve of New Year, and I hope the New Year brings you prosperity, it brings you success, and all the legitimate and positive demands and hopes you have, that the God or whoever the energy you believe, or the may the force be with you. If you're a Star Wars fan, whatever you believe the positively, you should get it. So again, Happy New Year to everyone, and I hope that you have a great celebration if you're celebrating, and if you're studying even, that is very good. Okay, so with this, uh, so this is like the Happy New Year of an aspirant. Okay, this is like a Happy New Year of an aspirant. So if he is able to complete subjects, if he is able to complete PYQs, MCQs, I believe that is a wonderful start to the new year. Okay, that is a wonderful start to the new year. So moving further into this, uh, the OGP 2026 batch 1 would be starting on 2nd January 2025. The admissions are in full flow. You can take admission. This course would cover GS, CSAT, essay, and for all details, you can call on the number 8069 8069 40 52 05, and you can also scan this QR code. This course is under the guidance of Vinay sir, who is the founder and director of Insights IAS. Okay, and the thought for the day is, no matter how hard the past, you can always begin again. Here's to new tides and a happy new year, that, whatever happened is in the past, good, bad, ugly. Now you need to restart your cycle. Hashtag restart. You need to do that again, and restart in the sense that, if your journey is already going on, more push towards it. If there are certain hurdles, start again, start again, start again, and eventually you would be able to get towards your intended goal. So as I again telling you, reiterating it, if there has been failures or even success, so learn from your success, where the things you could improvement can be there, work on that failures. What was the problem that led to that failure? Learn from those failures, learn from those problem areas, implement those learning, and keep moving ahead. And I hope 2025 is a very welcome year to every one of you. Good morning everyone. Okay, so this session would be coming tomorrow. It's a very recap of 2024, the Daily Decode special sessions. 1st January 2025, this would be happening tomorrow, in which we would be doing the entire recap. This is a very good session for the entire revision of 2024, and you know that UPSC does ask the previous or even question before that. So in that context, very important session, don't miss it. This session would be coming at 12 noon tomorrow, 12 noon, because we thought you might do some kind of party or you might wake up late on the 1st. So it would be coming around 12 noon afternoon tomorrow, and then you can watch this session. Okay, so the important news for today is demographic data to stop influx from Myanmar. So very important data has come from Myanmar, the mapping we are talking about. If you remember, we have done the Myanmar, some data related to drugs and some data related to the Naxalism. So these are three important news which have been covered in this. We will talk about it. Center Inc.'s contract for AIP, Air Independent Propulsion. This is a very important system because it increases the life of the diesel engine submarine in the under the water. Like the diesel engine submarine needs to come out of the water to recharge its batteries within a week, but because of AIP they can extend that particular life under the water. So that increases torpedoes for submarine. We'll talk about it. Look at 2025 tech rising above the AI line. So what has happened in 2024 in artificial intelligence and what can be expected in 2025? In the editorial, the Sheikh Hasina extradition demand and what are the options for India. In prelims decode, we'll talk about AIP, air independent propulsion, a very important topic from the context of prelims and MCQs. Okay, so moving further into this, let's move towards the first important news, demographic data to stop influx of Myanmar. If you remember that we recently also had done Myanmar news in which we were talking about that this free movement regime, this needs to be stopped because of this porous border. This porous border which you see here out, Manipur, okay, Manipur, Nagaland and this Nagaland are around the Assam, and I think towards this the Mizoram also comes, and this border area is around 1643 kilometers, and this is a porous border. Okay, this is a porous border, and because of this porous border, since Myanmar, you already know the problem of military junta versus rebels is going on. Myanmar is also one of the epicenter of the Golden Triangle, which is an area of poppy, which is an area of illicit drugs, and even for that matter arms trafficking. So many of these insurgents, they take, they try to cross the border, the insurgents in the northeast, and they try to stay in this area, do a lot of operation, kill security forces and come back here. If you remember the hot pursuit which was done by the security forces long time back, this was done against these insurgents only with the help of the Myanmar forces or Myanmar government at that point of time. But the problem is that the Kukki Methi issue which is going on, the Kukki Methi violence is going on. Much of this violence has been perpetuated by the crossing of drugs and arms which are coming to Manipur, and the chief minister has continuously said that this porous border is one of the major reasons because of Kukki Methi issue which is not being able to resolve, because the cookies which I have told you earlier, also cookies were brought from Myanmar, and some of their known ones or relatives, they are on the other side of Myanmar, and they might be supplying weapons, arms or drugs. They sell drugs, make money, buy weapons. So they are also trying to destabilize the population of Manipur. Second important thing is that since there is a crisis which is going in Myanmar because of the military junta versus rebels have already taken more than 50% of area. So population Myanmar, they are trying to flee and they are trying to enter India. This is very similar to the 1971 war which happened in Bangladesh, that much of the Bangladesh, refugees, they would have entered Assam, and today Assam, you see the number of Bangla speaking population is much more than the Assamese speaking population. So this is a data which had come in an editorial. If you remember, we had discussed it in Daily Decodes long time back. Okay, so in this context, it's very important that this porous border, either we put a lot of security forces, we strengthen the security forces, put barbed wires, put network-centric, network-centric border fences, or network-centric in the terms of cameras, radars, and everything. Obviously, that will require a huge amount of cost. But the terrain out here, because of mountainous terrain, rivers, and everything, it's very difficult to do. And that is why the government is talking about that we need to stop this free movement regime. Earlier it was around 16 kilometers, now it has been reduced to 10 kilometers, and we are waiting from Ministry of External Affairs to ban this or stop this free movement regime. Obviously free movement regime led to collaboration of people, cultural exchanges, etc. But today, right now, a crisis is going in Manipur, and we don't want that crisis increases to Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram. The flux, that horizontal escalation does not happen in this case. And the flux of population which is coming to Manipur, don't start going to the other areas. Already Manipur, the people who have lost their lives or lost their homes, many of them, their family members now are moving towards the other northeast states because the situation in Manipur is not good. So this is a context of what has happened. So the Union Home Ministry emphasized mapping demographic data along the Myanmar border in Nagaland, Mizoram and Manipur, basically the states sharing the border, where the influx of Myanmar illegal migrants is very high, to aid in fencing and controlling infiltration. Myanmar-India border spread 1643 kilometers, largely unfenced. This is the problem. We need fencing out there. When you talk about the international border, the IB between India and Pakistan, it is very much fenced, most of the area. Then we can see that in the LOC area also, that is line of control between India and Pakistan. In this context, this also becomes very important. So LOC, when I talk about Pakistan, we are talking about Pakistan occupied Kashmir. So 1643 kilometer, largely unfenced. Across Arunachal Pradesh 520 kilometer, Nagaland 215 kilometer, Manipur 398 kilometer, and Mizoram 510 kilometer. Since this boundary has not been fenced, so many of these illegal migrants are easily able to come and they start settling in the areas of India. And many of them also carry drugs and illegal trafficking of drugs and weapons, also increasing violence. So free movement regime, I've already told you. So ministry plans to scrap the FMR to strengthen the internal security, preserve the demographic structure, that the original population of these states is not disturbed by Myanmar population which might to come. It can be Rohingyas or it can be any other community from Myanmar, So in this context, a revised protocol on December 6 limits movement within 10 kilometers. Earlier it was 16 kilometers. If you remember, we had covered this news. That it was, from 16 kilometers to 10 kilometers. Earlier it was around 14, 16 days, and now it has been reduced to 1 week, 7 days. And Assam rifles, those, identification, everything would be done. So in this context, we had done this. So this is again a repetition of news so that you guys are aware. So FMR suspension awaits formal notification. Most probably this would be suspended later on when the situation in Manipur and our states become good. Situation in Myanmar also improves. A proper government comes, or either the military junta takes over, or either the rebels, they come to a compromise. Situation is fine. Then we can restart it when situation is balanced. As of right now, it's a very high risk. So development in the northeast. So the Home Minister Amit Shah has said that he wants to focus on economic and mineral exploration, mapping mineral oil, coal reserves in northeastern state to enhance royalty income and promote regional development. So if we are able to find mineral resources, oil, and it is said that northeast has a lot of these resources. So if we are able to explore, and if we are able to find potential, and if we are able to take it out, this will increase the overall income of northeast, and overall northeast economically and cohesively will start developing, and people out there, they will also make a decent amount of money. So overall development will happen. So that's a very good thing government is thinking about. Peace building efforts. The government launched the Northeast Transformation, stating it is now on the path of peace and prosperity with a focus on unity building initiative. Yes, it is, but there are still problems. Insurgency is not totally down. Yes, Northeast insurgency by a good percentage has been reduced. Manipur has been an issue which is a thorn for the government for a very long period of time. It started in May 2023, 2024. It is still going on, and we would be entering 2025 tomorrow. So we still have not been able to find resolution and solution to this. So it becomes prerogative of the central and the state government to resolve it. So it is a central government's party only which is, under N. Biren Singh, if I'm correct, the Chief Minister of Manipur. So they need to resolve it. They need to sit with Kukis and Metis and find a solution to this problem. Because Kukis and Metis, apart from the problem of ST, then there is a population. Then there is a problem that population demographics of Manipur is being changed by Kukis as per Metis. Then there's a problem of Hindus versus Christians, because Metis are Hindus and most of these tribe communities are Christians. Then there's a problem that majority of the government jobs, and out of the 60 MLAs, 40 MLAs are with the Metis. Metis dominate the Manipur government. They are in better position. So this is said by Kukis that we did not have the development which Metis have been able to do. So these are certain problems, certain issues which the government, the Chief Minister, the government, central and state government need to focus and resolve this issue, because otherwise if this horizontally escalates, it can have problem in Mizoram, Tripura, or the entire northeast, and then many other countries from Pakistan to China to Myanmar, they might want to jump in and try to take profit out of it. Okay. So unity building initiatives is important. So the Home Minister also said on crackdown on left-wing extremism. So in 2024 achievements, he was talking about 287 Naxalites have been eliminated, 992 arrests have been done, and including 14 top Maoist leaders. So Naxalism is almost on the last leg. Okay, the Home Minister has already said by 2026, 31st March 2026, the Naxalism would be over in Chhattisgarh, which has been the hub of Naxalism. So I think within the couple of years, it should be over. It should be completely over. And similarly, Northeast insurgency was also coming down. One area which we need to look is towards this particular, that is Khalistan issue, because Khalistan issue is trying to revive. So I think with the help of Donald Trump, and if we are able to get Donald Trump on our side, if we are able to, stop this Gurpan Singh Pannu and all his, colleagues, or I would say his Khalistani colleagues, and arrest them or do something about it, that would be good. So security forces achieved exemplary success in combating LW in 2024, and this has given confidence to the Home Minister when he says that he aims to end LWE by March 31st, 2026, majorly talking about Chhattisgarh. Development plan for LWE affected region, multiple schemes, Operation Samadhan, Roshni schemes, overall development from mobile towers to schools to colleges. A lot of development has happened, and that is the reason. It is not only the operations of CRPF and Cobra. Yes, CRPF and Cobra has done immense operation which has led to the elimination of Naxalism and the Naxalites, but it is also the other schemes, the overall cohesive development of this region which has led. So it's a multi-pronged approach of the government which has led to this, from doing development, from doing security operation, joint operation, and also taking care needs of these Naxalites. And a lot of surrender has also happened, and we have taken these Naxalites who have surrendered and tried to push them in the mainstream society. So collaboration with Chhattisgarh government has also happened, and recently the Home Minister was appreciating the Chhattisgarh government for their surrender policy. He was really appreciating it. Apart from that, the news, the data was given by the Home Minister on the narcotics also by the MHA. So this was talking about that even in narcotics, it has been a good year for India. Joint operation by Narcotics Control Bureau, Indian Navy, and Gujarat Police led to seizure of 3,132 kgs of drugs, over 700 kgs of methamphetamine, and 52.53 kgs of cocaine were confiscated at approximately 900 crores. Security agencies intercepted 4,134 kg of narcotics from deep seas. So in many of this operation, even the Indian Coast Guard, Indian Navy was involved. So very important operations being done. So good rampage done by the NCB against these drug mafias and narcotics. The NCB is a law enforcement agency of India, specifically towards responsible for combating drug trafficking and abuse in India. And it's the headquarter of this agency is in Delhi. It was established on 14 November 1985 under the provision of Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act 1985. Both of this is very important. It came in November 1985. It's a law enforcement agency related to this drugs, combating drug trafficking and abuse in India. Headquarter is New Delhi, and most importantly, it's under the NDPS Act 1985. Okay. So disposal and message to drug cartels, 1,17,284 kgs of narcotics destroyed in 2024 as a strong warning to cartels that we are destroying it, sending a very clear cut message to you that you might try to do it, but we are here to stop and destroy it. Ministry targets systematic disposal of seized drugs to combat trafficking. So important steps have been taken by MHA from drugs from drugs to Naxalism, even the overall improvement in Northeast. But Manipur is one area which I feel they need to work upon. Jammu and Kashmir, I was talking to you yesterday also. Like in Jammu and Kashmir, the Jammu region, the militancy has increased, but Home Minister had said recently, we had covered that in Daily Decodes, that the militancy in Jammu and Kashmir overall has come down. So in Kashmir, there has been a lot of success. Galwan, we are having disengagement with China, so that is also a good part. But Jammu, the instances have increased, and number of security personnel being killed is much more than the terrorists which have been eliminated. So in this context, Jammu and the militancy which, Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, which they are trying to increase in Jammu, that is one area of concern which we need to find. One area of concern is this Khalistan, the support of Khalistan which is coming from Canada, Justin Trudeau, and the previous or the ongoing or the outgoing government, the Democrats for Gurpan Singh Pannu. This is something which we need to be watchful, because Khalistanis have a lot of money behind them. So that is one thing which we need to look forward to. Okay, so that is one important thing. So with this, we complete the news, this first news. So the main question is analyze the strategic significance of demographic mapping and drug control measures in ensuring security and stabilities in India's northeast region, suggest ways to enhance their effectiveness. Okay, now let's move to the next important news, that is center contracts for AIP torpedoes for submarines. So two important contract has been done by the central government. One is for torpedoes. This is a special torpedo we'll talk about, and one is for AIP. So before I move forward, so what happens is that if I talk generally, so there are two major type of submarines. One is diesel engine submarine, one is nuclear submarine. So for example, if you talk about nuclear submarine, Arighat, Arihant, these are your nuclear submarines. So nuclear submarines, first of all, are very expensive. But since they have a nuclear engine, because of that, they don't need to come out of the water very often, and they can stay under the water for a very long period of time, giving them a lot of stealth, giving them that, it would, their detection through the sonar would be very difficult, because, or through the, radars and everything, if, surveillance planes are flying, because they are under the water for a very long period of time. And for months they can be under the water. But the problem is that nuclear submarines are very, very expensive. India currently has around 2 nuclear submarines. Third one would also join. And if I'm correct, they are also making some of one more, if I'm correct. Because we need to, that threat is coming from China. Yesterday we were talking about that news of J-35, 5th generation fighter jet they already had. Now they have J-36, which was flown on the Mao Zedong's birthday. Now they also have world's biggest, largest amphibious assault ship. So China is expanding like anything. China also has the largest navy in the world. In this context, it is very important that Indian Navy is very strong. So in this context, nuclear submarines we have, but the diesel submarine, the problem is that within a week, most of the times within a week or 7 to 9 days, the diesel submarine needs to come out of the water to get oxygen to recharge its batteries. Once it comes out of the water, its position is known and then it can be targeted. So what happens is that if you put AIP system in diesel submarines, that is air independent propulsion, these submarines can stay in the water for a very long period of time. Now the good part about AIP system is that it can be put in an older submarine also, or if a new diesel submarine has also come, and it also reduces the noise of the submarines. Since it reduces the noise of submarine also, its detection also becomes very difficult through sonar and everything. Okay, so AIP technology, it is majorly used for traditional diesel submarine need to surface frequently, and this can be put, if you put the AIP system, it can be submerged under the water for a very long period of time. It stays submerged longer without surfacing, significantly increasing their operational capabilities. Not, for example, it can do around, if a nuclear submarine stays for a, 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, it cannot be like nuclear submarines, but if a diesel submarine is coming out after 7 days, this would be increasing to at least a month, at least 20-25 days. Okay. So AIP is mostly implemented as an auxiliary source. Auxiliary means supplemented source. Diesel engine will still be used. The traditional diesel engine would be handling for surface propulsion. It would be used. Rest AIP can also be used. Okay. So it can be installed on existing older generation submarines by inserting a new hull section would be retrofitted, and you can do it. So older submarines can be also be retrofitted with AIP, and with new ones definitely it can be done. So it decreases the noise levels by the submarine, and this make hard to detect the submarines. So sonar detection would become difficult. So types of AIP, I'm adding this types of AIP from the point of view of any prelims question comes. Open cycle systems, closed cycle diesel engine, closed cycle steam turbines, Stirling cycle engines, and fuel cells. So these are standard types. You don't need to go so much into details. The majority what is asked in AIP I have told, but if you still want to know more about it, you are always welcome. Now moving towards the important news, Center Inc.'s contract for AIP and torpedoes for submarines. So this contract is worth 2,867 crore. So if you remember, we are already getting the Predator drones. We are also getting new nuclear attack submarines, the smaller nuclear attack submarines, and that is also, if I'm correct, around somewhere around 40,000 crore, if I'm correct, what I remember. My numbers can be a bit haywire, but yes, but we are getting these two submarines also. So apart from that, we are also expanding. Recently, we had covered that, that Russian radar, which we are talking about, of around $2 to $4 billion, a big radar, which we had covered in Daily Decodes also. So this AIP independent propulsion is one of the deal. So developed by DRDO and integrated abroad Scorpion submarines. Please get, AIP has been developed by DRDO. Okay, it has been developed by DRDO, integrated aboard Scorpion submarine. Scorpion, majority of the Scorpion submarines we got from France. Contract worth 1,990 crores signed with Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited, Mumbai. So two important facts related to AIP system. Now the second contract is for electronic heavyweight torpedo. So first of all, what is an electronic heavyweight torpedo? So in a very simple way, if I say that mother of, the mother of all bombs, it is around 11 million TNT, if I am correct. Okay, 11 tons TNT, 11 tons TNT, and the father of all bombs, it's around 41 tons TNT. Okay, so basically this electronic heavyweight torpedo, if the previous torpedo, the yielding of that torpedo was around say 10 tons, this would be 20 tons. So it is a better torpedo. In a very simple way, you created a missile. A missile had a range of say 200 kilometers and the destruction could be a smaller area. Then a better missile came. The range has now become 500 kilometers and the yield is now say 5 tons of TNT. So basically the range is increasing and the destroying capability is also increasing. So for example, earlier only an area of 1 kilometer was destroyed, now an area of 10 kilometers can be destroyed. So this is what electronic heavyweight torpedo. So it is much better than the normal torpedoes. It is an advanced torpedo. So electronic heavyweight torpedo is an advanced large caliber torpedo designed by the use for naval for anti-submarine. You can destroy other submarines, and anti-surface ship also, from aircraft carriers to frigates to warships to assault ships. You can destroy anything. These torpedoes are equipped with state-of-art electronic system, making them highly effective, versatile weapons. So we are also having a deal with EHT, that is your EHWT, that is electronic heavyweight torpedo. So this is the DRDO developed torpedo to be integrated with Scorpion submarine, and the contract worth crores signed with Naval Group France. So it is developed. This is a developed torpedo to be integrated with Scorpion submarines. Contract work signed with Naval Group. So one group is also with us. It is not only DRDO but Naval Group France would also be there. So this module, after delays, is now ready for fitment of the submarine Scorpion submarines. Rather, it has got late, but it is finally coming. So DRDO and Naval Group France are collaborating to construct and integrated the AIP plug also. So Naval Group France is working with us. So do remember this Naval Group France. So employment generation, because of this, I always say when you have these military complexes, when you are creating these weapons, parts would be creating, and it will lead to a lot of job creation, and same is the case out here. 3 lakh man days of employment would be created. It would be modernizing submarines. Scorpion submarines have been operating without a modern heavyweight torpedo because of the procurement linked to corruption allegation, but finally it is coming. The integration of this electronic heavyweight torpedo enhances offensive capabilities, and this is through the joint operation and joint collaboration of Indian Navy, DRDO and Naval Group France, underscoring international collaboration for indigenization. So 3 important organizations, Indian Navy is there, DRDO is there, and most importantly that Naval Group of France is also there. Okay. Let's move towards the next important news, that is looking at 2025 tech rising above the AI line. So what this is taken from Indian Express. Now you know that I take articles from the other newspapers also, which I find relevant. So in this context, let's see what has happened, what can be expected in 2025 from technology point of view. So initially when the artificial intelligence came, GPT came, every company started investment in technology, specifically in artificial intelligence. But now they are scaling back, because now they don't want to randomly put anything in AI. Rather, they want to put money in relevant AI. So they have scaled back. So large corporation to scale back AI deployment to areas with visible impact. So initially they were pouring billions of dollars. Once they realized that this is, this is stupidity, this is idiotic that we just put billions of dollars, we need to find where is the relevance of AI, where AI can help the corporations, where AI can help the organization. Because initially when AI came, it said it can change the jobs, it can take every industry, but at the end of the day, artificial intelligence can help you. It cannot, right now it not cannot replace you. Maybe 10 years, 20 years, when a lot of advancement in science, technology, research and development happens, it might be able to do, but not as of now. So in this context, scale back AI deployment to areas with visible impact. Okay, AI is evolving as a co-pilot for humans, handling repetitive tasks, enhancing decision making, not replacing human capabilities. Specifically when it comes to the, soft communication, talking, empathy, sympathy, AI is not able to do. I think if I'm correct, it was a news of Google Gemini, which was telling one of the users that you need to do suicide or you need to fight with your parents. Multiple AI chat boxes have come which is giving wrong advice. So in this context, right now, artificial intelligence, chat GPT, they have a long way. Obviously they would be helping us, but right now they currently cannot, you know, change the entire dynamics of how humans thinking. And corporations were investing because earlier they were, they were very bullish about artificial intelligence. They are still bullish, but it is something like that around 2019 to 2022. Every company or mainly every angel investor or venture capitalist, they wanted to put the money in startup at any valuation. But today they are putting their money on the basis of how actually company will grow, how the profit will come, and when it can be listed on a stock exchange. Similarly, the top companies are also looking that we want to integrate AI, but we want to see what would be the impact, the real impact of it. They are not just putting any money, which happened like startups in India also. So human AI collaboration is one of the important things. Human will focus on specialized innovative thinking while routine tasks are managed by artificial intelligence. Elevating human contribution through creativity and game-changing ideas remained essentials. So yes, collaboration is more important, and this is how the artificial intelligence will expand also. Take over by AI agents. Okay. So AI agents to perform autonomously, learn from mistakes and alert humans for critical decision. This might come from the point of view AI might be integrated. It's also being integrated in weapons. They can be integrated in, for example, early warning systems that they study, and then they put, for example, they study what is going in atmosphere and tell that, within 10 days or 15 days, a cyclone can be expected. And then the message goes to the senior most, and if he finds it, can be sent to all the relevant places or the coastal areas. So this is just an example integration in the early warning systems. But again, a lot of practice and testing needs to be done, because maybe AI is basically dependent on studying the data and the algorithm behind it. So if the data is not correct, or if it is studying the data wrong, or if the algorithm is not correct, then there is a lot of problem which can happen with the AI agents also. So this is something which we need to take care. Over 3 million custom GPTs created by users as of December 2024, but this is again only 5% publicly accessible, so a long time to go, long distance for integrating with the population. Personalized agents may move beyond chat driven models. Pre-programmed to handle specific tasks can be given. Right now GPT and chat is happening. It might advance. It is already advancing, like chat GPT, if they have something Sora, if I'm correct, which is making videos. It is still not within the public frame, but it might come in the future. Ethical concerns, agents replying to human communication or evaluating sensitive data like loan application, medical reports. So this is ethical concerns, that they will have access to your loan application, medical reports. What if this data is taken, or if they or who is commanding this AI, they start blackmailing you, or they start selling this data into dark web. So this is ethical concern, that is artificial intelligence correct to do so? Okay, so that is one of the ethical problems also. Correct. So, and I'm correct, GPT's video model is Sora only. So it's a video generative model. So I was correct. So just to clear that on that. Then death of dashboards. So like websites have these dashboards there where multiple dynamics and numbers and pie charts are shown. Right now, it would be difficult. GenAI tools to replace the traditional dashboards, providing data insights with visualization and prediction. But again, death of dashboard might happen, but that every website and everywhere it will happen, it will take some time. AI is very good in data. I'm again telling you, it depends upon the algorithm. If algorithm goes wrong, then there's a problem. So it says that the death of dashboards might happen. Adoption may remain limited to enterprise project initially due to high cost. So it will not happen with every company. They might not be able to afford it because this integration will require a lot of money. Data collection will need it to adapt to the complex and detailed formats for more nuanced analysis. So this is a problem. These pointer 2 and pointer 3 are problems. So once pointer 2, once pointer 3, and when the reasonability comes, then obviously the death of dashboards might happen. Then rise of not so social media. Social media platforms are also going through a crisis. TikTok under regulatory pressure in the America, and with the coming of Donald Trump taking the seat on 20th January of the coming month in the new year. And then Elon Musk is also a great fan of TikTok. He's not a great fan. So I think TikTok might have some problems, and the Chinese links also have problem. Then X, formerly Twitter, a lot of people since Elon Musk, it's seen in the Americas that he's the right of the center. He's supporter of the Donald Trump. Many of the left liberals are leaving Twitter or X. User migrating to alternatives like Blue Sky, but still Blue Sky does not have those kind of members. It is still very far away from X, but that is something for worrying for X. And then the third important is Facebook. Facebook is struggling to get new youngsters. So young crowd is not going Facebook. There is no doubt. I'll just tell you my personal example. I don't know what was the last time I have used Facebook. It has been probably 1 year I've not opened Facebook. But when it comes to Instagram, YouTube, I still use it. And I hopefully many of you might be using Instagram or for YouTube for that matter. But Facebook is struggling with younger users. LinkedIn is also being used in terms of professional usage, but Facebook is struggling, so that they need to find out a solution to that. So thread lacks engagement. They came up with threads which might through which they wanted to compete with X, but it did not work. Rather, threads, some people came on threads, but again, it's almost, no attraction of threads is there. So shift towards closed group platform for younger users because they are seeking private socialization, and currently in most of these groups, the private socialization is less. This is something which they need to find out. AI meets hardware. So early AI driven hardware, human AI pin came, which is a combination of artificial intelligence. Basically, it wanted to change that you don't need a smartphone. Okay, but it did not survive. So this is one of the example. Human AI personalized and smartphone replacement. If you put it here, you put a trap on your phone. If you put your hand, this kind of information comes on your, but again, it was a little bit bulky, and sometimes under the light, the text was not seen. So they tried it, but it failed. But I think in the coming 4 to 5 years, you will see these kind of devices. And as it involves, these smartphones will also need to involve something Apple need to think about, just putting, changing the camera, changing the cover, changing how the phone's structure is there from a square to a rectangle or whatever they are doing. Probably they'll make a circle tomorrow, and removing chargers and putting a high price over it will not work. They need to think smartly, which Steve Jobs used to do. So some work for Tim Cook to do. So 2025 could witness AI-centric devices. I'm 100% sure that more devices will come in the coming 5 years. By 2030, you will have one device which would have come, but that which would revolutionize the entire world map. Okay, many people will use it. Give 5 years to it, this technology would be changing, and it will change how we operate the phone also. Possible unveilings can happen at CES, that is Consumer Electronics Show, one of the biggest electronic show. It happens in Las Vegas, Nevada, America. So 2025, we might see some devices marking new directions in AI hardware integration. So this is that humane or human AI pin. So the question is, analyze the implication of emerging AI technologies like autonomous agents and Gen AI tools on industries, on societal structures in 2025. Discuss the challenges in the widespread adoption. So this is one question you can go through. And the Conquer Prelims 2025 batch would be starting It is starting on 6th January 2025 in the first week of January. Very important for those students whose preparation still has not started for the UPSC prelims are very important. And you have top faculty in this batch. Aditya sir is there, Sudeep sir is there. And all these topics would be taken: modern India, geography, entire history, art and culture, polity, S&T, economy, international relations, environment. So all these topics would be taken. You can scan this QR code for details or call on the number for all the details. Okay. So moving towards the last news of today, that is the editorial. So the Sheikh Hasina extradition demands India's option. So we had covered this news, if you remember, in December this month only. The extradition, the formal request of extradition of the Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister, or the exiled Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, came. Sheikh Hasina, she exiled from Bangladesh in August 2024. She has been in India, most probably in New Delhi. So former Bangladesh PM Sheikh Hasina fled to New Delhi in August 2024 amid anti-government protest. Bangladesh formally requested her extradition on 23rd December 2024. We had covered this news, and this has made India to walk on a tightrope, and the strained relationship of India and Bangladesh can be seen. And it is not only Bangladesh behind it. I find an angle of Pakistan also and China also behind this. So citing crimes against humanity and genocide during her regime, these were the things which were put against Sheikh Hasina. Arrest warrants were issued by Bangladesh International Criminal Tribunal on 17th October 2024 for Hasina and 45 associated with the charge sheet imminent, and then finally an extradition request came. So in this article and editorial, we'll try to discuss what are the options which India has to stop this extradition. Okay, so first is legal and jurisdictional challenges. So the common law jurisdiction require physical or virtual presence of the accused for a trial, and Bangladesh legal framework under section 339B of its Code of Criminal Procedure allows trials in absentia. So it can be a trial in absentia also, and we can also get a virtual trial, that we will not be sending Sheikh Hasina there, but it would be a virtual trial which can be done. Precedents such as ICC handling of Joseph Kony's charges provide a reference for absentia trials in international law. That can also be done. Virtual trials can also be done. And one more thing which can be done is that rather than sending, if Bangladesh is not willing to do this, the case can also go to ICC. Okay, so it can also go to ICC. Let me see if where is that. Yes, it can go to ICC, International Criminal Court. It can also go. So that is also one of the options which Bangladesh can use. So crimes against Hasina involve state-sponsored violence, neglecting the applicability of defense. So fair trial is very necessary, and fair trial in Bangladesh is almost impossible. It is a radicalized country. The day Sheikh Hasina enters, they will make put every trial on the camera. It would be done on national television. And that is what Bangladesh, Muhammad Yunus wants to do. And then they will make the entire mockery around it. And I will not be surprised if they if they publicly hang Sheikh Hasina. Not at all surprised, because that has been the history of Bangladesh. Multiple coups, because they did the same thing. Even the father of Bangladesh was assassinated by the Bangladesh army only. So they might want to do the same thing with Sheikh Hasina. If this does not happen, they might put her in life imprisonment, and most importantly, a news will not come. So her news will not come. What I feel is that India will not be doing official extradition. There might be some virtual cases, and we'll try to find loopholes in their law and try to use as per our advantage. And we are also waiting for 20th January for Donald Trump to come. We will use the American pressure. Obviously, the relationship between India and America has grown in the terms of Modi and Donald Trump. So we might use that pressure to control Bangladesh. But let's see. India, since India has their independent strategic autonomy policy also, we'll also work on that. So rule of non-inquiry, Indian courts including Supreme Court in National Human Rights Commission versus State of Arunachal Pradesh case ensure Article 21 protection of all, including non-citizens. So we would be using our law, and when it comes to law, Indians are very good. Bangladesh will take ages and decades to catch up. Okay, so they should focus on economy, not on this. But the extradition, as per me, might not be happening anytime soon. Okay, because we might also say that if you want extradition, we also want the extradition of Paresh Barua. India will say first you complete our request, then we will think about your request. I think this is coming, and till now India has been very good to them. You know, say the foreign secretary Vikram Misri going out there, it's still giving them rice. They don't have even a basic thing like rice. They have around 15 to $20 billion of forex. So they're sitting on a ticking bomb of a economic pain. Okay. So, and that pain will increase. So let's see. Till now, India has not done any arm twisting techniques. We did not do with Maldives, but Maldives has taken a U-turn. Bangladesh will also happen. So concerned about torture and prison condition in Bangladesh could justify India rejecting the extradition request. I'm very sure this will happen 100%. So in-house arrest and virtual trial, India could hold Hasina under house arrest and facilitate her participation to trial. And we would say that whatever kind of punishment which you are say Bangladesh wants to give, might happen in India, but she being sent to Bangladesh is very difficult. International collaboration, India can assure cooperation in evidence gathering while ensuring no extraneous treatment of Hasina. International collaboration is something which we can take the help of America to influence ICC or influence the Bangladesh also. And we need to make sure that the strengthening of India-Bangladesh relationship is a must, because whatever the reality is that Muhammad Yunus and currently the extreme right-wing or extremist are in Bangladesh in the past. If you remember, we had discussed that news in which one of the top bureaucrats, he was the founder of a terrorist organization in Bangladesh. Now he's one of the top bureaucrats. So role of ICC would be important using Article 5, 11 and 12. If Hasina rights to a fair trial are compromised, the ICC Office of Prosecutor could initiate a preliminary examination under Article 15. Bangladesh can refer the case to ICC, or Hasina may surrender to the ICC to avoid extradition. So these are also certain things which can be used by Sheikh Hasina. Okay, so implication for India and Bangladesh is that, first of all, balancing human right, legal obligation, but we cannot trust Bangladesh. Okay, trusting Bangladesh could be a massive mistake with the current radicalization situation there. So we need to think 10 times, and we need to be very cautious and vigilant. Watch over eye over the Bangladesh. A measured approach could preserve bilateral ties. Project India as a fair and rational international actor. So first of all, we need to get the Europeans, we need to get the Americans to be on our side and start giving positive statements for Sheikh Hasina. Pressurize Bangladesh. We can use IMF if we are able to use that. If you want the bailout money, or if you want bailout money, stop talking about Sheikh Hasina. So the external pressures can be used to put pressure on Bangladesh. This is something which we can use if we are not doing the arm twisting technique. Collaboration between India and Bangladesh with huge caution would underscore respect, justice and human dignity. So again, collaboration is good, but finally we need to find solution in the terms of strengthening the relationship, but Bangladesh needs to realize where it stands. Okay, so the question is, discuss the legal, diplomatic and human rights challenges in extradition of Sheikh Hasina from India to Bangladesh. Proposed a balanced approach that India can adopt to address these challenges. So it's a wonderful question, you can go through it. Let's come to the MCQ. So this is related to that submarine news. AIP technology increases the endurance of conventional submarine by allowing them to remain submerged longer. Correct. DRDO indigenous developed electronic heavyweight torpedo is being integrated into Indian submarines with the assistance of Mazagaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. Not Mazagaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. We are taking that France organization. Okay, naval group. So the integration of EHW2 is part of the efforts to address a void in submarines. So third statement is correct. Okay. So naval group is there from France, which we are which would be used. Okay. In the extra mile, you have the states and dangers of poorly manufactured drugs. It's written by Health Minister of Karnataka. And Insights IAS ICANN 2.0, you can follow. It is coming every Monday, Wednesday, Friday early in the morning by Sapna ma'am. Please do follow for this. And this recap would be coming tomorrow around 12 noon. And this is a special session on 1st January 2025. Please do watch this. And once again, Happy New Year to everyone. And this is a photo which I want for everyone that keep studying. So the special session of Daily Decode would be tomorrow, and from that is 2nd, 3rd, 4th. That is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th is Sunday. 2nd, 3rd, 4th there would be no Daily Decode because I would be traveling. I'm going to, I'll be traveling to my home. and 6th, the next week the daily decode will start. I would be doing that from Hyderabad. The timings would be either in the morning or either it would be in the evening for around 5-10 days in Hyderabad, because in Hyderabad we have one studio, so we would be managing that. So and then I would come back to Bangalore, I think around after 10 days, and then the same standard timing of 10 a.m. in the morning will start. So just bear me with for 5-10 days, but the quality and everything would continue. But 2nd to 4th I will not be available. I would be going home, so I'll be meeting my family for after a long time. So I could say Happy New Year to them, and rest the special session would be happening tomorrow. I'll take certain comments also. So again, Bhuvan, long time I've not been seen. AI should not be readily integrated into critical system. Absolutely correct. And the ethical concerns are well validated. Correct. Like cyber fraud and identity theft and digital crimes. Ankit, good morning. Bhuvan, Instagram and YouTube shorts are highly used by youngsters. Yes, correct. The threads is useless, filled with personal opinions, more like gossip magazine. Elon Musk working on Neuralink to put chips into our heads. Yes, that's a huge thing. That is something. That is something which gives me that shockers of that Hollywood movie, of those movie of Will Smith and all. Sir, can a destabilized state like Bangladesh be allowed to lodge a case in the ICC, and will India need to abide? See, I think India is not abiding by it. India would be using a lot of power and geopolitical tactics against Bangladesh. Right now, we have not started. Bangladesh is enjoying right now because India is actually not doing anything. Bhuvan, give some time. I'm telling you, by the end of January, things will start changing in Bangladesh. Okay, and Happy New Year and safe travels to Happy New Year to every one of you. Thank you for joining. And I keep saying, you and me we are a very important family. I keep saying, please share these videos with everyone. You know, it is a very, I hope that you will do like the content of these videos, from international news, internal security, national news. I give you the entire story, and then prelims impact is there. And many of the students have given their feedback. They had come here and they said, sir, we have gone through a lot of the daily decodes and DNA session, but the way you are covering is very good. So thank you very much for such feedback. Please put your comments. Today is the last session, and tomorrow's session you will really enjoy. So please go and put your comments. That really motivates us. And please do like, share, and press the bell icon. And this journey will continue. And I hope that you clear your civil services examination. 2025 will become an awesome year for you. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind, everyone. Okay, bye-bye.